Hello everyone, it's Dara back again with Alex, and I'm begging pardon for, quite long absence, but I had some issues to be settled down. So, today I would like to discuss certain, perhaps stereotypes or certain aspects of daily life here in China, to warn you most probably so that you are ready when you get here. So, blast off. I want you to mind that here practically nobody will speak to you in English. So be ready to exert yourself mentally, practice your nonverbal communication gestures. So try to persuade somebody with your eyes. Therefore, to make daily communication less complicated, because if you don't know Chinese, that's a struggle here apparently because you're in China. So I'd like to give my own example. When I arrived to Beijing, I had to take another plane to another province, and I came to the guy who was at the information desk and I asked him, where should I just go and check in? His answer was so vague that I understood that it wasn't Chinese, though it barely resembled English as well. Therefore, be ready to communicate with people using your translation apps or if you prepare some phrases, daily expressions and print them out, you can just take these handouts with you and indicate to show, for example, you need this or that to person you need. But I would advise you to learn numbers or numerals, at least digits, because pretty much is based on that. So you can say the price you need, you can get the price if somebody tells you. You can tell your age in case something is required from you, and so on. So I would advise you to learn at least digits and basic phrases. For example, how much does it cost? Yeah, sorry, goodbye, thank you, and etc. So, China isn't an exception. So if you can say at least something in Chinese, even if you say something trivial, the attitude towards you will instantly change anyway. Therefore, take your time and learn several expressions. The second point is most probably one of the most bothering ones, and it is people's attitude towards you, as a foreigner. We were told that China is a multinational, multicultural country. Perhaps somewhere it's so, but even in big cities, the same Beijing, by the way, you should see, let us say, more foreigners. Therefore, it's not true like that, because I met just 4 tourists at the airport. And that's all. The Beijing airport isn't the smallest, therefore it's a bit old. So the general attitude will be quite immodest, at least in our perception, because they will throw glances at you, so they'll be staring all the time, so infringing your private space, and they don't care about that, because the mentality really differs. Therefore, be ready to confront that, or try to ignore it, though it will be extremely difficult to do that, because taking account the capacity of people who surround you all day long, that's a struggle. But So apart from glances, all the cars will just slow down their pace. So, and drivers will stare at you, driving by slowly. So yeah, it may piss off as well. What's more? Frequent reaction may be as follows. So as soon as you're spotted, people will just inspect you from head to toes, and then this thing comes out. So something like that. They'll try to get a shot of you. Well, it rarely happens, but well, let's say most polite people will come to you and ask if it's possible to take a selfie, alright, to take a selfie with you, or just take a photo, or if somebody assists. Yeah, so be ready for that. So there's one more problem, I would say, in China, and it's not even traffic congestion, it's traffic regulation. Because I believe you didn't get used to blaring horns all day long, start from the early morning till late evening. They do not use, they don't usually use pointers to indicate the way they'll turn. They don't follow certain speed limits, road signs, and they adore just using horns. Though that's not something out of the context, but that's how it works here. If you want to turn, use horn. If you want to just let somebody in front of you, use horn, and so on. So you blur once, twice, 3 times. That's communication. It is their language, and they apply it all the time. Therefore, you can wear earphones, or you can get used to it as well. Though it will be extremely irritating, at least from the very beginning, because really it happens all the time. So Crossroads consists of, Crossroads resembles a buzzing hive where everyone tries to just use horn, and people are shouting, indicating somewhere, waving, and etc. Therefore, be ready for that. So I can't really explain that. You have to experience it, that's the thing. And they create additional lanes. For example, if road is divided into 4 lanes, here in China the same road will have 6, 7, 8 lanes. They do not, so they don't like following the rules. Therefore, be ready for that. For example, if you're walking along the street and there's a car driving just towards you, step aside. If something happens, you will be guilty anyway. And if you're crossing zebra and there is a car, and even if there is a red light, so the advantage is you have an advantage anyway. So you have an advantage, you're crossing zebra, so the driver should stop, and he apparently won't do that. So just step aside and let this driver pass through. That's the only option possible here. Yeah. One more aspect I would like to mention is their social demeanor. So the manners and their behavior, which drastically vary from our commonly accepted norms. For example, they're spitting everywhere. So it's really, it's disgusting, I would say, because kids, elder people, parents, well, everybody is spitting everywhere. Shops, elevators, some kind of restaurants, schools. So, in any place possible. Therefore, watch yourself. And the second point is that this is a country of heavy smokers. If you think that, well, for example, your friends or parents smoke a lot, I can console you, well, it's not so. Here in China, gosh, to say that everybody's smoking, well, if we don't take kids into consideration, it would be a mere understatement. They really smoke a lot, and they do it everywhere as well. So I was pretty shocked when I took a taxi, well, and there's several guys on the back seat. So, and they started smoking, and taxi driver, he didn't say anything to stop it. So I had to open a window and breathe fresh air. People smoke in the elevators, the semi-schools and kindergartens, in the shops, in the restaurants, especially in the restaurants. So while they're eating, they're spitting, they're spitting some bones and smoking. Everything is done simultaneously. And it's not done surreptitiously, so they're not hiding it. Well, I mean, they're abutments, so they got used to that. And if you don't want to accept it, it's your fault, it's up to you. Therefore, if you don't smoke, you won't like daily life here. Therefore, be ready for that as well. And well, as for me, I don't smoke, and that's one of the crucial factors that really irritates me very much. So, I perceive it as something, senseless, because China is fighting against air pollution. They enact law, they sign certain treaties just to purify the world, but instead of that, so they build more factories to manufacture more goods, and people are smoking everywhere. One thing that really shocked me, it's not an exception, so it happens throughout the whole country. So I went to the toilet, and while I was washing my hands, I smelled smoke. And there was a guy who came to wash his hands as well, smoking on just everything was done on the spot. So he lit his cigarette and started washing his hands. And just in front of him there was a quite big transparent where it was written that it's forbidden to smoke here. Nobody cares. So toilets will turn into steamships or trains. Such capacity of use, that's something unbearable. Chinese language, as all languages in the world, has certain traits and peculiarities. Therefore, you have to mind one thing, at least for the beginning. So don't be shocked or just don't stir when people are speaking Chinese around you, because this language has 4 intonation patterns, and these patterns are high pitched. Therefore, it seems that if people are speaking to one another, it seems that they are quarreling or just shouting at one another with no reason behind that. But it's not so. So with the time you will learn how to differentiate between quarreling and just ordinary chit chat, whatever. So do not be afraid of that. Thank you for watching this video, and I really hope that it was useful, or at least you gained some parts that you really needed, that you were interested in. And thank you for your time and attention.